Hello everybody, this is Ben with another Minecraft video. This video is going to be a follow-up to my piston elevator video I did earlier this week. I wanted to show off a new design for an elevator, and this, which is a items on demand system. So first I'm going to go show the newer design for a elevator. Now this design is a lot shorter than than this one here. That's because instead of curving around, I'm going up sideways. Now the issue with going sideways is that you can't transmit power downwards. So let's grab a half slab. So even though you think power should be able to come down here, it can't. Even though it connects there, you can see. So unfortunately, you're basically cutting your length in half doing this. But I think this is a lot cooler looking than that, to be quite honest with you. And for shorter. It's locked over here. And for shorter lengths, I would definitely recommend this one over that one. Of course, another advantage here is that your clock and your locking mechanism are in the same area, so you don't need a torch tower or the like to wire it up, but otherwise it'd be wired the same way. Okay, now I'm going to talk about that monstrosity over there. So this is my design for an items on request system. What you're going to do is you're going to flip a lever. You're going to leave it activated for a certain amount of time, depending on how many items you want. And then you're going to turn it off, at which point it's going to send up the elevator to deliver your items to you. So let's test it out with the diamonds. Seems pretty good. Now you can see the elevators coming up, and it will pop them up right there. And you see I got 10 diamonds on request. Now I haven't hooked up all of these yet, but they all work the same exact way. So I'm going to explain how this works. The skeleton of the system looks like this. It's the same skeleton that our elevator is built on. The only difference here is that we've added dispensers down the sides here. Unfortunately, you really can't fit as many dispensers as I would like to have. The issue is that you can't position them opposite these gaps where the redstone is on top of the block. What would happen is the item would be fired through this gap and not be brought up by the elevator. You might be able to work around that somehow. But still you can hold 12 dispensers in this way. So a cool change, or should I say retrograde, they made is to return the functionality of comparators that allows them to rapidly fire. This was removed in a previous well, I should say originally it was probably a bug that it would constantly update. You'll notice there are slight differences to how it works now than how it used to work. For example, previously you'd hear it firing, and it only fires now if there's something in it. The other thing is that it doesn't fire as rapidly now as it did before. Before it was shooting out like crazy, so it looks like it was slowed down a bit. And I haven't tested this out, but I'm wondering whether this will also rapidly fire. No. Of course. Have to power that, right? Nope. So before you could have powered it like that and also had it rapidly fire. So the comparators have gained some of the functionality it had before when it was able to rapidly fire. So what that means is that we don't need to have a clock here. We can just put comparators going into dispensers and just power those directly. I did break my own rule here. Normally I don't like having clocks or pistons or anything on when they're not being used. In this case, this clock is always on. All we have to do is unhook this elevator when we want to send it up. Originally I was going to do some crazy shenanigans here to turn this clock on and off, but in the end I decided it really wasn't worth it. That clock down there doesn't cause that much lag, and you're far enough away from the clock that you don't hear the pistons, so I don't really see the point there. One of the functionalities I wanted was for you to be able to pick how many items you're going to get. I don't really care about precision in this case, so I decided that you could flip a switch, it would dispense, and then when you turn the switch off, it would send the elevator up. So the first part is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is connect the levers on the lamp block, so when you switch it on, it will power this, which will come down here, turn on the comparator, which will rapidly fire the items in the dispenser, in this case diamonds. Then when you shut it off, this line of redstone is powered when it's on. When you shut it off, it triggers this falling edge detector. This falling edge detector then comes into this pulse extender, which powers this line of redstone, which turns off this torch, which frees this elevator to go up and down. This is designed so that this is freed long enough to go up, and is captured when it comes back down to the bottom. I'm not going to show how to build this contraption. It's just basically watch my video on how to build the piston elevator, and then all I have to do is add the dispensers, and this up here is simply a half slabs on top to convey power to this black circuit, which turns on the falling edge detector and the pulse extender and freeze the elevators. And then under each lever block, you're going to put your redstone to go down to the bottom. I use the MC edit filter that makes buses for you, which is quite buggy, and I had to redo a lot of these myself, but it does save some time. So if you're not opposed to using MC edit in your world, I would suggest doing that if you want to save some time on wiring this thing up. Other features, there are hoppers here, so you can feed items into here. Other features are the items are on top of the sand block. So what I did is I put a ring of glass here and here on these two, so that when the items are on top of the sand block and the sand block reaches the top here, the items will be trapped in the block and therefore forced out through the top, which is, as you saw, them popping out there. So that's how I got it to pop out. So let's test it out one more time. You can see the dispenser down there firing rapidly. When we turned it off, the elevator will start coming up. There you go. Which will carry the items with it, you can see there. Pop them up. Got 27 that time. And return to the bottom for future use. So this is kind of a fun, whimsical design. Certainly not the most practical of storage solutions, but definitely a fun build and something fun to watch. Actually, I like having this little viewing window where you can see little items come up and they get popped up, and then it goes back down like a little worker or something. Yeah. So I don't know. I hope this has inspired you to build something silly in your own world. I know these designs are always amusing to me. So that will do it for me today. I will see you next time. Goodbye.